Okay, so it's a privilege to welcome right now my guest today, Steven Seagal.
Sensei, Steven Seagal. Let's not make that mistake again.
Okay.
People do get hurt. That's a joke. Laugh. You sound like a sheep with a vibrator up its ass, boy. You into that type of thing? That's another joke. Laugh. Good.
Okay, so tell us about your new film, Violent Without Reason.
Well, what would you like to know about it?
Well, we'll start with what it's about.
It's about a poor black boy like myself who grew up rough with great blues instruments, and basically he is called into a more spiritual way of dealing with the problems that we all face today. Speaking of the blues music, I invented that back when I was living in Trinidad and Tobago many years ago. I actually played with B.B. King once, and he saw the way I was picking the guitar, you know, boy. Hey, oh, he loved it. He was nodding his head to say, man, that boy got something.
You invented black music.
Yeah.
So I see a couple of your books there. Do you want to tell us how...
All books are my books. I created literature.
Do you want to tell us how you got into martial arts?
Well, what happened was, back when, very, very small child, I was 7 years old or so, and I was working for the Special Forces, and I created a martial art called Aikido back when I was living in a poor black part of Michigan called California. I saw a little Japanese man, and he was doing all these wonderful things, and I said, you know, I bet I could beat the piss out of that little man, and I did. I beat him up. And that's where I got my martial arts training, yes sir.
So you learned your skills on the job?
I actually created the skills, all of it. It was just a little something I created.
Like what?
All of it. You ever see someone throw a punch?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people throw a punch like this. I throw a punch like this. I make sure to bring my other hand up here, because I punch with so much force and so much energy. If I don't control it, my arm will come out, fly across the room, and hit you right in the face right now. That's something I taught when I was a Navy SEAL.
You were in the zoo?
I was in a small part of Egypt called Bethlehem, and there was this guy there who was putting all these animals on a big boat, and I said, I don't know, I think Neil was his name or something like that. I said, Ned, why are you putting all these animals on a great big boat? And he said, Sensei Seagal, I was told by God to put all these animals on a big boat. I said, that's impossible. I didn't tell you anything of the sort. Why don't you build a big building, and instead of glass in the windows, iron bars? He goes, why would I do that? I said, then we can come to them. Why take the animals around the world on a boat where people can come to the animals? Incidentally, that was also the first time I beat the shit out of an elephant. I broke its neck. That's when I created the first piano, and then created classical music. Yes.
Are you working on anything at the moment?
It's funny you should mention that. Yes, I am. Yes, we are. We're out there now, and we're in Las Vegas. It's a great city of mine, you know. I was out there one day putting up my Christmas lights, and I looked out, and all around was just vast desert. And I looked at my Christmas lights, and I looked at the desert, and I said, Sensei Seagal, I call myself Sensei Seagal. If you don't respect yourself, no one will. I said, you know, Sensei Seagal, someone should take these Christmas lights to the desert. And that's when I created Las Vegas. That's the truth right there.
You created Las Vegas?
Don't ever interrupt me again, young man. I will take your arm off and I will shove it up your ass. We're filming out there now in Las Vegas, yes sir, and it's a romantic comedy. It's called Las Vegas Llama. I play the Dalai Lama, and we're in Las Vegas, and he's there on a 5-day bachelor party in Las Vegas. It's going to be real funny. We got some great writers. It's possibly, it was the greatest script that I have ever read in my life.
Who wrote it?
I did.
Oh.
And it's got some great cast. It's got myself, Keanu Reeves, Wayne Newton, Tom Jones, and Kelly Brook. She's a incredibly talented young woman. Very talented.
What's her role in it?
I don't know. I haven't actually got a role for her. We just put her in, and we're going to see if we can get her to do some things. And, you know, you just slap the donkey on the ass and see what comes out of its mouth, you know what I mean? That's an old Chinese proverb. I was actually sat in a restaurant one time, and they came over and said, Sensei Seagal, because you're such a great guy, have a cookie. And I said, okay, I don't usually like to go for the cookies, you know, I'm not really a big fan of the sweets, but I was having a cookie, and he said, I chopped it open like this, you know, because when the cookie was there, I went and came in at the side, and I split it open, and it was empty. And I said, you know, Mr. Chinaman, I forget what his name was, Fufu Leroy or something. I said, you know, Mr. Chinaman, you should put like a little message in there so that people know you're thinking of them. And that's when I created the Chinese fortune cookie, back when I was living in Brazil.
So you mentioned the role of the Dalai Lama.
That's
Did you do much research into that role? How did you prepare
Well,
for
luckily, I didn't have to do much research playing a holy man. Your people might not know, but I am a reincarnated shaman. I am a reincarnated Lama myself. And, you know, when the Dalai Lama told me back in 1996, if you can believe I'm that old to remember 1996, that's a joke, you better laugh.
that?
You watch your ass. You know, he told me that I was a reincarnated holy man, and I instantly felt more spiritual, you know? I felt like I was on a higher plane, and God had given me this amazing strength. Well, a God, I am a God too, as you know, but he had given me this amazing strength and power to help people and to really be on a more spiritual. If you don't shut that goddamn motherfucking phone off, I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna shove it up your motherfucking ass, you dumb whore!
So tell us about the stuff you've got coming up.
Well, at the moment, we're in pre-production of a wonderful, wonderful film. I think it's really going to open up a lot of people's eyes about a lot of different things that are going on in the world. And it's going to help save the children and the animals and whatever else we're trying to save. It's a romantic comedy about a cowboy with erectile dysfunction. It's called Deadwood. It stars myself, Clint Eastwood, and Kelly Brook. Wonderful actress.
Isn't that the same cast as your current movie?
Pretty much, it's myself and Kelly Brook. I think we make a wonderful team, and I hope to be seeing a lot more of her in my films.
Well, what's her role in this one?
I don't know. Her character name is Chesty Boom Boom.
Sorry, are the lights too bright in here for you?
Of course not. How could the lights be too bright? I'm the brightest light of all in this universe that I had a hand in creating.
Oh, it's just that you're squinting, that's all.
I always squint.
Why?
I don't know, it makes me look dangerous.
It makes you look constipated.
What?
Hmm?
Who?
You!
What about me?
So I just wanted to ask you what your thoughts were about the newspaper article which talked about your 1,000 movies, 1 script and 1 facial expression.
Can I laugh in your face? I think that's hilarious. They say it was over 1,000 movies with only 1 script. It was at least 2 scripts because they're forgetting about the sequels. They're not as smart as they think they are. Also, how can anybody say I've only got 1 facial expression? My range is, as you'll see with these new comedies coming out, my range is beyond reproach. I can do angry. I can do happy. I can do excited. I can do hungry. I can do aroused. I can do amused. I can do bashful. I can do sleepy. I can do dopey. I can do happy. I can do sneezy. I can do horny. I can do blitzen. I can do disappointed. I can do peckish. I can do confused. I can do intelligent. I can do super intelligent. I can do heroic. I can do bad guy. I can do good guy. That's some of the greatest acting you'll see of all time.
So, on your travels, have you met many interesting people?
Oh, I've met interesting people all over the world, this universe and more. None quite as interesting as myself. I was a former Navy SEAL CIA operative who grew up poor in a predominantly white neighborhood. That wasn't easy for me, being half Hispanic and half Russian and half Irish and half Italian. A lot of the time I spent a lot of my youth in Brooklyn back when I was living in Brazil. In fact, when I was in Brazil, I met a little old Brazilian man from Scotland, and his name was Helio. And I said, you know, Helio, you might want to try fighting off your back. That might be your thing. And that's when I created Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But out of respect to Helio and his family, I let him name it after himself, and I call it Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Yes, sir. I created that.
So whenabouts was that?
Oh, it was sometime between now and then. I don't really keep too It's good to have a grasp on space and time.
Do you have a watch?
No. I created that.
What, the kick?
Yeah, of course the kick. What else? I don't mean the shoes.
You didn't invent the kick.
I look, I created another one.
It's just the other leg.
Of course, it's another kick. It's a Seagal kick. You know how many UFC champions attribute their success to me?
No.
At least 2, I think. I don't know, they speak Portuguese or Spanish or something. I can't really follow what they're saying. But they smile a lot and they let me hang around with them. You can't get that anywhere else. That's only stuff I can teach you. I've taught this to Special Forces. I've taught this to everybody. Now I'm going to show you again. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do this. I want you to do this. And that's how you become a champion. Us. That's my key. I don't even have to be near you, and I can hurt you.
So I believe you are venturing into the world of music as well. Do you want to tell the audience about your new album, which is of course a fusion of reggae blues ballads and German hardcore trance? Of course, produced by the legendary German producer DJ Heinz Beans.
That's right. It's a wonderful new album. How could it not be? It's written by me. I play most of the instruments on there. I have been with playing guitar and the music. I've been in it forever. One of the things I'm really proud about on this album is I got to really experiment with wind instruments, and I've been blowing my own trumpet quite a bit recently. And the song, the whole album is named after the song. It's Vow of Violence. It's a play on words there. That's a joke. You might want to laugh. There was this other one time. I was in northern Italy, I think, just in the south of France, and I was talking to this guy at a karate championship of Tang Soo Do, and I said, you know, Charlie, I really like you, but I don't think you're going to go that far. I think being calling yourself Charlie and doing these exotic things, I don't know if the world's ready for it. I said, why don't you shorten your name to Chuck and grow a beard in? And you know, ever since then, Mr. Norris, he hasn't spoken to me. But that's okay. I helped him on his way, and he knows it. I actually invented the beard. That's true. I invented the beard, and I gave it to him as a gift.
You invented Chuck Norris?
I invented the beard. Chuck Norris is more than just the beard. Not too much more, but he's more than the beard. Just like I'm more than the ponytail. I was able to cut the ponytail off, and I'm still the greatest man that ever lived. Chuck Norris, he won't risk shaving the beard. Not at all. I don't have a beard. Neither does my wife.
Okay, thank you for that, Sensei Seagal. Do you want to give any final words to your fans who have followed you through the years?
You are all more than welcome.
Thanks.
I would imagine that's what they'd all say to me.